Good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. I need to turn on the heater because San Antonio is a bit manic with their weather right now. 2 days ago, it was in the 80s. Yesterday, it dropped down to freezing overnight. So it's still really cold. I don't know what is going on. Like, make up your mind, San Antonio. Are we having a winter or are we having a not winter? Like, it's just crazy. So anyways, this is Engelgeist. Thank you for joining me today. To those of you that are new, welcome. To those of you that are returning, welcome back. And to those of you that support me over on Patreon, I really, really do appreciate it. This is the daily forecast. It is for all signs. It's a collective reading, right? And the way I see collective readings is we share energies across the planet as human beings that we can tap into, right? There's greater energies at hand. And so this is sort of like your daily forecast of what's going on out there in the world, what we might want to be looking at, what could be happening within our life, and maybe looking at it from an outside perspective of a stranger, i.e. me, the reader, right? I am here to validate or hopefully support things that you already intuitionally or intelligently know about what's going on in your situation. So the cards and the things that I speak about will be in broad terms, but if they are things that resonate with you or make sense to you in your life with something specific that you're dealing with, feel free to apply them and utilize them for support or validation in your intuitions, right? But don't necessarily allow them to make the decisions for you, right? I want you to feel empowered through your own free will and your own intelligence and spirit to make your own decisions as you move forward in your life. That's the whole point of this channel. I want you to tune in, turn on, and then get out there and live your best life, as they say. We are in the middle of Pisces season. I believe the moon has now gone into Sagittarius, which is a beautiful, expansive fire sign, also mutable, similar to Pisces. So we've got a lot of flexibility with this moon, a lot of expansion, spiritual connection, all of that sort of stuff. So Sagittarius is associated with Jupiter. Jupiter is in Pisces right now, so that all feels nicely congruent and like flowy. We've had some interesting cards this week, so we're just gonna see if the story continues on, or maybe we pivot and we've changed course. Who knows? Please check out the drop-down menu if you're new. In the drop-down menu on the daily videos is all of my contact information for social media if you want to follow me, or if you want to contact me for a private reading, which is conducted over the phone. Those are usually hour-long sessions, and they're bookable via PayPal. Beyond that, just some other housekeeping things in there that I want you to keep in mind of, which I've kind of already said, about when utilizing my readings. And that's about it. Please hit the thumbs up button. It's really important if you enjoy my content to hit that thumbs up button. Even if the reading pisses you off because it's a little too close to home and you're like, I didn't want to hear that. That means it's a good reading. Thumbs up that bitch. And, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Tell your friends about me. Share the video out to your social media spaces where it would be greatly appreciated, where people could use it. Don't necessarily share it to places where it's not welcome. I don't want to create any controversy in that way. But if you understand how to share readings to Instagram or links to Instagram, please help a hoe out, as they say. Because I am not the best Instagrammer. If you go and look at my Instagram, you'll see I don't update it very often. It's just sort of, it is what it is. I'm not a millennial, guys. I'm a Gen Xer. I just don't understand the importance of selfies. Anyways, okay, so let's get into these cards and see what they want us to know today, what energies are available to us. What could be working around us, what could be happening, and how can we best take advantage of it or use it for our benefit, okay? So let's see here. And I just also, another thank you to those of you that have booked readings this month. This month has been quite, I wouldn't say busy, but it's been quite steady with private readings. And so those of you that have booked, and you know who you are, I really appreciate the fact that you guys did book. And I just want to say thank you, because Those readings are kind of like the bread and butter of this channel, and they keep me kind of in the dream of actually making this channel and reading a full-time, possibility. This is what I would love to do. This is really what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing, is helping people in this way. But sometimes, life shows up and we're told no. Or it feels like we're being told no because maybe things are moving slower than we expect. And expectation is never a good thing to be in. Let's just be honest about that. All right, so let's look at the card. And the card is experience. I have no idea what fucking card this is. This Da Vinci deck has got me in the major arcana. They are messing with my head. So let me look up experience, because conception is the moon. I have no idea what experience is. We've got birth. We've got renewal. There's the world. Okay, so it's not any of that. Let me just see here. Sorry, guys. I should know this deck a little bit better, but I bought it at the last minute for this month because it felt right for a February deck. I'm enjoying this deck, don't get me wrong, but it's like I cannot figure out what these people are trying to tell me. One second. Okay, YouTube's worst reader is now on the channel. Hold on 1 second. Please hold. Give me one moment. I gotta just figure this shit out. Jesus, Mary Joseph. It's too early in the morning to be like being hit with this. I'm just trying to read. Is this? Okay, so we're talking, it's 11. So let's look here. I want to say it is temperance, but I'm not sure about that. Oh my god, you're driving me nuts. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. This is, I should know these by heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's the Hermit. No, sorry. It's the Wheel of Fortune. What? She is not giving me Wheel of Fortune vibes. She looks like she's calling out where the, take a left at the Wendy's down on the corner. I guess this is interesting. It's dedicated, in this book that I'm looking at, the Grimalkin Tarot, it's dedicated to a cat named Bodhi, which is the name of my oldest dog. Is that correct? Let me just double check that. I just want to read the description of this really quick. She was giving me temperance vibes. I guess it is, because the Wheel of Fortune and then comes death, not justice. Okay. I'm going to go with the Wheel of Fortune, only because that's what I think this is. It is Major Arcana, first and foremost. It looks like she's sort of pointing out which way we need to go. I feel like she's a bit mystical in her appearance, right? She's a little bit blurred out in the drawing, so we can't necessarily quite see her very clearly, right? The Wheel of Fortune is always a positive card. Sometimes it takes a little while for it to play out. We have to be patient with it, right? And experience, to me, would make sense, I guess, in the sense of the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune is usually a path that is opening up to us that is meant for our highest good, or for our own fortune, right? For our own benefit. It may not always make sense to us, though, or we may not necessarily see it. And sometimes I think of the Wheel of Fortune and I think about, it can move at different paces. Sometimes slowly, sometimes quickly. And sometimes we can miss it altogether, right? Where we maybe don't take that leap or that risk. And I'm not saying that anybody's doing that today. What I feel like is going on here is it seems like the signal is here, or she is sort of trying to point the way to us, but she's not necessarily being overt about it. She's sort of in the background. And the reason why I say this, there's a specific reason why I say this. We saw the moon card twice this week, right? We saw it in the Sunday reading in the underpinning energy at the beginning of the week, but we also saw it, I believe, yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Did we not see the moon yesterday? We did. And so there's a little bit of cloudiness that sort of lays over this card, I feel like, or maybe a little bit of, we're finally maybe starting to see the path clear, or clearer. And that's the pointing of the hand. Although she does look like she has a little bit of a midget arm. I mean, and no, I shouldn't say midget. I'm sorry. A tiny person's arm. Midget is an inappropriate term, and I apologize for that. But her arm doesn't seem very like it feels like we need to look for the message today, right? That it's not completely defined fully for us. And so as I am looking at her, she has a definite perception or direction and focus towards the future, but she's looking at us. Her face is facing us in the now, right? So in essence, what I want to say about the Wheel of Fortune is that it's speaking to us about our now time, present time situation and how to take it and move it forward in a way that is productive, fortuitous, and in alignment with what we need or what is our highest good. But we have to be open to that, right? We have to be available to that and be aware of that, be in gratitude of that. And when I just said that, it was 11:11 on the timer for the video. Interesting. So we have to be ready for that and available to that and grateful for that too. Gratitude is a big thing that I feel like brings on more and more of what it is we need and what it is that we desire in a very simple and easy functional way, right? So if we're coming out of the confusion or the emotionality of a situation, the Wheel of Fortune is slowly telling us like, okay, now this experience is ready to move us forward to something that might be better. Remember underneath this, in this reading, I didn't even say the date. It's originally created for the 24th, which is a Thursday of February. It's not solely set for that date, guys. So if you're looking at this at a different date and it still makes sense, use the reading. What I want to say is that she's beginning to show us now is time to move forward, right? At the end of the week, we had, in the Sunday reading, we had the Seven of Swords, which is not necessarily the best of cards, right? It feels like there's a betrayal, a lie, or something being told to us that isn't necessarily true, whether that's coming from within ourselves or from an outside source. It's not the most fair card in the deck. It's not the most friendly card. It's not even a card that, we would want to be even dealing with if we could avoid it. But it is something that's going on in the midweek, right? We're at Thursday and we still have Friday and Saturday. So I kind of feel like this is the transition period between that Seven of Swords into that Seven of Pentacles. That Seven of Pentacles now is more about grounded energy, about being proactive, being practical, being discerning, looking at what we're doing and why, looking at the work and being patient with either ourselves, another, or the situation that's at hand. We may find ourselves having to be patient with the betrayal, the lie, or the setback that Seven of Swords maybe has brought to us or we've become aware of, right? The Wheel of Fortune says, do not allow the setback to be your focus, or do not allow the wrongdoing to be your focus. Understand that there is some purpose for this. There is some movement forward into the future. It may not appear completely clear just yet because the wheel is a much bigger, broader perspective, right? It's the entire sort of functionality of the universe moving, all the pieces, all the players, all of the situations all at once in a way. It's essentially spirit at work in the background. God, if you want to call it that, the universe trying to move us all into a better place, position so that we can evolve and reach our highest good. So for each and every one of you, there's an opportunity here today to pay attention to the, this subtle, or maybe for some of you not so subtle, messages that are coming from the environment around you as they push you forward towards the direction you need to go in. And I would suspect, and this is just a suspect, I'm suspecting here that this is movement away from whatever that Seven of Swords is for you. Okay, each one of you is going to have a different sort of hardship or setback from that Seven of Swords that you're facing or dealing with at this time. So allow this more broader perspective higher intelligence in a way guide you, even if it's not all that clear. Does that make sense? I feel like it's getting clearer than yesterday's moon card, but it's, the cards that we've had, the stones that we've had this week as far as grounding stones are all very much about self-respect and the promises that we make to ourselves and keeping our focus, learning about our true nature. When we are doing these things, when we're grounding in these ideas and these concepts and we're actually trying to live from them, then the Wheel of Fortune does indeed want to open up to us and push us forward to that higher, I don't know if purpose is the right word, but to that better feeling, more in alignment sense of well-being, right? And so I think that is out there for us today, or the beginnings of that are out there. She is certainly pointing in that direction and saying, I feel like she's whispering and going, go that way, turn left at the Wendy's on the corner. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just use that as a joke, just for a little bit of like humor. But she is giving guidance, and we are getting guidance from our environment, from the universe, from our guide, however that guidance comes to us. Be aware, pay attention, utilize that guidance as best you can today is sort of the message. Now, wow, okay, this just was here yesterday. The importance of sleep. So, we had this card yesterday. I'm going to reread it to you again. Again, I'm going to say that this has to do with the subconscious. And the reason why I say subconscious is because that woman in the world card, the Wheel of Fortune card, she doesn't look clearly defined. She's starting to sort of show herself to us. The wheel is starting to begin to turn. The path or the door, the window in life is beginning to open, right? And so the importance of sleep is not only from a very basic standpoint of, yes, we need sleep to be at our best, to make our best informed decisions and to be able to notice these opportunities when they come around to us. But I also feel like this importance of sleep, again, speaks to this idea of the subconscious and listening to our inner selves more so than anything, being rested, going inward, doing a Four of Swords. I also have to say this, I didn't mention this yesterday, but I noticed this yesterday, and it's definitely pulling my attention this morning, is all of these butterflies are, to me, symbols of transformation, right? So we are transforming something. Something is shifting. Something is changing for us as we go deeply sort of within, and then start to see that whatever is within our dreams, within our hopes, within our fears of our subconscious, the Wheel of Fortune is maybe manifesting those for us in front of our very eyes, right? Sometimes slowly, sometimes quickly, but they are manifesting. So let's read the importance of sleep one more time. It's already open to that page. Adequate sleep is the foundation of good health and emotional and mental well-being. Unfortunately, we live in a world where we are expected to achieve the maximum in the least amount of time. We are in demand 24 hours a day. If we don't respond to that message or phone call immediately, people want to know why. To keep up with the responsibilities and still have time to devote to family and personal interests, we often sacrifice the one thing we require the most, sleep. Do not believe that you can function at your best in only a few hours sleep every night. Research studies reveal that someone who has only had 4 to 6 hours sleep is just as cognitively impaired as a person who has consumed several alcoholic beverages. If you would not make important decisions under the influence of alcohol, then why would you do it if you have not had a good night's sleep? Poor sleep impairs memory, a person's ability to retain knowledge, focus, and think critically. So if you've not been sleeping, or your body and mind are trying to tell you how tired they are, then this is your wake-up call. Put everything else on hold and get some sleep. Look at your sleep habits and see what you can do to improve your sleep hygiene. If you have a long-term sleep issue, then seek help to address it. You can accomplish more and make more empowered decisions when you are well rested. I just feel like there's a transformation also taking place here within this idea of this importance of sleep. Also brings me to this place of sort of self-care too, guys. Like, are we caring for ourselves at a deeper level in that way? Because we want to be, only because that Seven of Swords underneath says to me that there's something in our environment that's not caring for us. And so the Wheel of Fortune may be moving us away from that. And so we want to be in the best sort of like mental, physical, and like spiritual health to be able to make that move. And the grounding stone for today, okay, is on obsidian. Again, very much like these grounding stones are like not messing around. Obsidian wards off negativity. Certainly, it's a very protective and grounding stone, but the word is truth, right? So the truth of the matter is going to be key today in the sense that being true to oneself, because we had respect and promise the last 2 days. We even had focus, right? And the underpinning, the grounding stone of this week is our true nature, like who we are in times of trouble, in times of strife, in times of shifting, changing, when we're lied to, when we're betrayed. Who are we? What is our truth, right? And the restfulness of this importance of sleep tells us and informs us of that truth, right? We need to be at our best and working from that place, grounding in that. If something isn't right for you, then it's just not right for you. And that's the truth. We can't sort of like make it anything else. Does that make sense? So living in our truth today is going to be important. Paying attention to what's being shown to us in our environment through the universe, opportunities, pathways that can be opening is going to be important to us. Paying attention to how we feel internally, right? Are we optimum right now? Are we well rested? Do we feel haggard, run down, on edge, right? These are things that the importance of sleep is trying to call out. But also, are we going inward and trusting the information that is within us, in our subconscious, in our dreams? Are there like symbols or information that's coming from there that can transform us into making better decisions and moving us along this right path that's being made available to us? Not that there's a right or wrong, but this path is exciting with the Wheel of Fortune there. That is your reading for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Leave me a question or comment. I greatly appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. We will see how these cards play out. And, have a wonderful day today and dwell in your truth, whatever that may be for yourself. Okay? And know that there's strength and power in that. Have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.